Hey, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mom.
So this is I call it the Anywhere podcast, because
Yeah.
wherever I am.
Which, I mean, could be
Could be.
literally anywhere. I mean,
Right, like the Carib,
the Caribbean.
which is where we are. Although if I say I'm sitting at the Floribama, she'll be like, no, you're not. It's down the street.
No, it's
She's like, that's false.
actually
You're
a
not
little
there
wild,
because
so-
I'm there.
it's a little bit of a walk.
And you're not there.
No.
Which, that is true. That is true. But for the rest of the world, it's the same.
It's the Florida, I mean.
It's like when people say, oh, you live in L.A., I go, sure, yes.
Sure.
Southern California,
We're gonna-
close enough.
We don't need to split hairs. I mean,
No.
that was when I was in Nashville. Everybody would be like, oh, where in Indiana are you from? I know it was just like Indianapolis. And
Yeah.
if somebody's from there, they're like, oh, what part? I'm like, Fishers, North Side. And they're like, that's not Indianapolis. Like, well, nobody else knows what I'm talking about, so.
I ran into somebody in Santa Monica who played in a band. It was like a girl like punk band.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, you guys are good, whatever, we're chatting. And I was like, oh, where are you from? She's like, Carmel, Indiana. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, there's no way.
No way. I mean, I know one other person from Central Indiana that lives in L.A., and
Yeah.
he's not in a girl punk band.
Okay, so we've ruled out that we don't know the same person.
Actually, I might be in a girl punk band at this point. Who knows?
Yeah. Should we start one of those? Is that hard to do? It's not,
Honestly, I don't know these days.
I think with our background, it might be tough. But anything is possible in 2022.
Might be a little tough as two white dudes just trying to start a girl punk band.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna rule that out. It's not on the table for
not
us.
the next
There's plenty of other things.
It's not the next business venture that we'll have.
No. Speaking of business ventures, tell me a little bit about your past year. What's transpired? You're still heavy doing the trivia.
Heavy doing the trivia. Back into doing it full time. I mean, because of COVID and all the bars shutting down, I had to get a day job, which turned into having to get 3 different day jobs from.
What were they? Run them down.
First, I was picking online orders at Kroger for about 2 months, and
Gosh.
from like 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. a couple times a week.
Picked up some 10-day contracts and then said, you know what? Not for me.
Not for me. Same time I was doing that, I was working at the liquor store with Hank, my little brother. So
yes, Hank. Shout out to
that
Hank.
was,
Where are you, Hank? Oh,
that
Hank's
was
at work.
That was a blast. Other than first day I worked, people were allowed inside. And then my next shift was like 2 days later. It was, all right, we're doing curbside only. So it changed to we're running around trying to grab bottles of booze for people and running them out to their cars. And
Man.
that was hectic, but did that. And then for about 2 years, I was doing customer service and inside sales for a HVAC distributor.
Okay. That sounds very pro the way you said it like that. Is it a very professional job?
Not even a little bit.
Okay. Okay. See, I like
Not
the
even
the marketing
remotely.
spin. You're like inside sales for HA. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think my technical title by the time I left was residential inside sales support.
Okay. See, that's something you put on your LinkedIn, and people are like, "Let's hire this guy."
Everyone's like, what does that mean? Nothing is what it means.
I was employed. All right. Get off my back.
I had a job. It paid the bills. There was health insurance.
Okay.
Let's not worry about it anymore.
Oh yes, health insurance. I remember that. Said every entrepreneur.
Yep.
What
That is an after Thanksgiving project for me, is figuring out health insurance.
Yeah, well, I think we've got a few weeks till the end of the year.
I think so.
We can do it.
Till open enrollment's over,
I believe in us.
hopefully.
So then with the trivia, like how's that, without giving away your secret sauce, like how does that work?
So basically what I do, at night, I'm the one actually hosting the trivia night. So I go to the bar, I set up this sound system.
You're the face that runs the place.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The face of the franchise, so to say.
The poster boy.
I like to think so. But,
Nice.
basically,
That's cool.
I go, at night I go hang out at the bar, get there a little early, have a drink, go.
You get paid to hang out at the bar.
Yeah, it's
That-
real
well,
hard.
that part's cool.
I'll tell you right now, it's real hard to complain to anybody when they're like, when you're like, man, I've had a long day, and they're like, dude, you got to the bar at 2, and then you went to another bar at 7. I was like, it was. Shut up! It was hard. It was
I was all over the place.
It's a long day. I don't know what to tell you.
Different clientele, different owner,
Exactly.
different
It was
set
a
of questions,
whole-
or do you have the same set of questions?
So with us, Each night is the same set of questions.
Got it.
At least.
So if I followed you around and be like, "Hey, that guy does trivia,"
Yep.
I'm gonna clean up at this next bar because I just learned every answer.
Well, that's what we luck out. 95% of our nights all start at like 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So, but we do have a couple that are like, at least in the past, we had a couple that started at like 8, 8:30, or like 6, 6:30, just depending on the hours of the bar. But so honestly, the way we've always said is, hey, if you have the wherewithal to go to multiple trivia nights a night,
Yeah.
good for you. I mean, we're not gonna write specific games for each bar just because one person decided they were gonna go balls to the wall and get to 2. It's like, you know what, whatever, good for you. You can clean up.
Right, yeah, whoever that is. Or you can be like, "Hey, I saw you at the last one." Put an X on his hand.
Cross that guy
You
out.
can't
He's
play.
done. You're out. But no, I mean, so basically at night I just go, I host the trivia, tear down, do all that. And then during the day, I'm running every other facet of Nerdy Talk in Indiana. So social media marketing, we're working on getting some shirts made here in the next week or so.
Merch. Need the merch.
Merch, for sure. We did get koozies made a while back. I need to do
Take
another
my
order.
money. I will buy a few of them.
The problem was I had promised enough of those koozies to enough regulars to where it turned into I spent $130 to give out 50
Merry
koozies.
Christmas, everyone.
Pretty much. It was just like, Christmas in July, here you go. So I think I got 1 or 2 lying around. I know I got 1 or 2 people I did not give one to that I promised one to.
Ooh. Those are like collector's items now.
It really is.
Because if you're going to reprint, there's no way you could reprint them exactly.
I don't think so. Part of me,
You just have to do it different.
yeah, it's
Just to make it like, I remember.
make it a limited drop.
I was the first. Yeah, limited. I mean, look,
It's a
that's
limited drop.
people want to buy that. You could change up the design. Like Ryan, he does all kinds of different designs for his T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do cargo bay and stuff. Yeah, merch is good. And
Merch
then I
is
was just telling you got to go live. Cause,
Live is that's the next step. I mean, we did we snagged we talked earlier off mic about YouTube Shorts and that, but
yes.
what we did snag is, since our company is Nerdy Talk Trivia, we did already get the TikTok handle Nerdy Talk TOK Trivia.
Ooh,
I was sitting at a bar.
Very nice.
I was sitting at a bar one night before trivia, and I had it just popped in
Sitting
my
at a
head.
bar,
I
no
stopped
way.
mid-conversation with the bartender, and I just go, hold on. And she's looking at me, and she's just like, Nate, what the hell are you doing? And I was just like, and she looks over, sees my phone, she's like, are you on TikTok right now? And I was, we were
she
having a
just-
pretty in-depth conversation. I was like, Bailey, hang on. This is important. She was like, okay, that was fair enough reason to stop. I was like, if I didn't do it right now, I'd forget about it, and somebody else would end up taking it. So,
You need that.
but no, going live, monetizing social media a little bit better than we do is definitely our next steps going into the new year.
And selfishly, I want to play at home
100%.
because I'm not going to, I'm in California, so I want to see the live.
I would say I've seen a lot of these guys. They come out with a lot of podcasts that have these kind of like question-based premises to their podcast, whether it's the Are You Garbage podcast guys.
Right.
Hilarious card game they came up with, and I'm just like, man, we could do that with some of our like more ridiculous questions, because we have some that are just out there, and it's like, this makes no sense.
Like like random, or like it's like the After Dark version. It's like, the more the
100%.
R-rated language and
Something like that. I mean, people will buy any sort of little
yeah.
kind of card game like that. Everybody's, hell, all my friends, anytime we go to a cabin weekend or we just hanging out at the house one night and some deck of cards gets brought out, somebody's like, oh, well, I brought this drinking game. It's like, well, hell, we can turn trivia into a drinking game. It's just,
You can turn anything into a drinking game if you put your mind to it.
that is very true. That is very true.
Okay. So it sounds like the long-term goal here, to build up this Nerdy Talk Trivia brand. How long has it been around?
100%. We've been around as a brand for 10 years now.
Okay.
7-10 years. I hopped on June of 2018.
Yeah.
So first full year after I graduated college, I hopped on, started doing trivia full time, and then I'd been hosting for about 6 months prior to then. So I've been there about 5.5 years now.
Got you hooked.
In every facet, from complete side gig to full time
Right.
to kind of side gig to dual full time employment to back to full time.
What was the busiest period of your life during this?
So the busiest one, I want to say it was 2018. Yeah, 2018. That's spring. We lucked out. I still don't really know the details of how we got this deal, but we partnered with the music festival Bonnaroo.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
We did the Ready to Rue tour. So we did trivia events, or one of them was a bingo night in 5 different cities. So we were in Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, Indianapolis, and Columbus, Ohio. I ended up doing 3 of those 5 nights. Did not host the Nashville one, which I still don't really get because I was literally down the road.
That's where you were, yeah.
But so the crazy one with that is we kicked off the first one that we were doing. From what I heard, the trivia company they partnered with first backed out, kind of screwed them over. So they called us at the last minute, and we were like, yeah, sure, we can do it. Because we were like, we're not going to not partner with Bonnaroo.
It's a nice name drop. You
So
gotta have
it's
that on the resume.
It's a lot of fun being saying I partnered with Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
But
again, add it to your LinkedIn.
At it. But so the first one we did was in Atlanta, and the best part was, so it starts at like 6 or 7 on a Wednesday night in Atlanta. And this is not even beginning of March. Mid-March. It was mid-March. It was around Thanksgiving. Or not Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day. It's Thanksgiving right now, so that's why I'm thinking about it. But we partnered with them, and I went down there, drove down from Nashville, hosted the event, got done probably about 9 o'clock, got back in the car, drove back to Nashville, probably got back around 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight, something like that. Had a 6 a.m. flight out to Vegas to go watch the tournament games with my dad.
Oh,
which was great. Had a blast. And then 2 weeks later, I had 1 week back in Nashville full-time. Week after that, we're up in Indianapolis, and I have to call the Bonnaroo people, and I'm like literally on the phone with their head of marketing being like, we need to reschedule this event. And they're like, why? And I was like, because it's the Sweet 16, and Purdue is playing Tennessee at 7 o'clock at the same time you want to start our event. Not a single person in Indianapolis is going to want to come to my event. We need to move this to Friday.
And if they come to your event, they're just going to watch the TV.
Exactly.
Hey, turn the TV on. Why not?
So it turned into like, luckily they went with me and they trust me. They're like, okay, fine. And I was like, I was on the same street in Broad Ripple, Indiana, where we were supposed to host it. And it was every single bar had the game on. Everybody was watching. I popped into the bar we were supposed to watch it at, and everybody there was staring at the TV, and I was just like, wouldn't have worked. So hosted that there on Friday, stayed in Indianapolis the weekend, and then the following Monday I was in Columbus, Ohio, like right off Ohio State's campus.
Oh, yeah.
Hosting another event, and then drove back from Columbus, stayed at my parents in Indy, then left for Nashville Tuesday morning to host just a regular trivia night on Tuesday night.
All over the place.
Yeah, that was probably the busiest time we've had, and that was strictly just like I had to be in so many different cities. And
it's not that scalable unless you have a bunch of hosts.
True. I was going to say, we just didn't have a lot of full-time hosts, and with that being my full-time job at the time, it was, all right, Nate, you get to go to Atlanta and Indianapolis and Columbus.
You get to go.
Go.
You have to go, but you also get to go.
They tried to send me to Charlotte, and I was like, man, I can't.
That's cool.
I can't keep. I can't do that one. I have a host in Charlotte I can hire to go do it. So I had one of my hosts over there just go host, and
right.
It ended up being fine from what I heard. But no, man, that was probably the craziest time we had with trivia. Just having to be all over the South and Midwest.
That's a lot of miles on the car.
A lot of miles. That's Hank's car now. So
yeah. Shout out to Hank one more time.
We put new brakes on it before I gave it to him, so I think it's okay.
I mean, hopefully.
One would hope. Haven't heard anything, so.
I know. I'm kind of bummed he's not here.
No, he's slinging. Say he has to work crazy hours. I know he got up at like 4 a.m. this morning. Had to be at work at 5.
He's a grinder, but he's young. He can handle it.
He is 23, about to turn 24.
Yeah, he can handle it.
It's all right.
So where does your business scale now from here? Like, how do you think it's going to scale to where, I mean, yeah, maybe you love doing all these events and hosting, and that's fun, but, you know, you can't do them all.
No, and that's the fun part. Like, the hosting is definitely the fun part of the job. I mean, I love the business side of it as well. It just sometimes it gets down to the nitty-gritty, and you're like, I really don't want to do freaking payroll stuff right now, or just knock out this random, like,
I got an expense report.
Yeah,
I gotta track my miles.
I gotta track my miles. I gotta input all these receipts. It just kind of gets to be a pain in the ass sometimes, and you're just like, this is just boring. But I always, at least with me, I try to do this like a football Sunday. I'm just like, I'm sitting on the couch. I got my laptop on. I'm working, but it's also like I can stop for 20 minutes and watch the game, and tends to make it help a little bit. But honestly, what I'm trying to scale to, and what the owner Seth and I have talked about doing, is he really wants Indianapolis to turn into like a secondary Nashville, because we're based out of Nashville and we do 35, 40 locations just in Nashville any given week. So he's like, if we can get Indianapolis to that level, we're rolling. And
so then I guess the real question is, how do you make money running a trivia company? Not like, I get you get paid to do the hosting, but like, how does that business make money?
How does that business make money? I mean, honestly, I think it's expanding the brand more outside just doing trivia. I've talked about it, like getting on a podcast, doing,
and that makes sense,
doing YouTube content and doing something. We've kicked around a couple ideas just with some partnerships we've had in the past, and we got a little bit of weight, especially in Nashville. I want to get to that level in Indy, so I'm trying to find the right people to partner with. But in Nashville, shout out the Nashville SC Major League Soccer team.
Oh, cool.
They actually called us up a while ago. It didn't end up going through, and I don't even know if I can technically talk about it, but I didn't sign an NDA, so who cares?
So we're out here.
Especially because it never happened, so who cares? But we were in talks for a little while to do trivia during like pregame of all their home games.
Okay, see, like,
because they have a bar.
That's interesting.
They have a bar. I'm pretty sure it's like a Logan's Roadhouse or something like that in the stadium. But they have one, and they were going to have us do trivia there, and it kind of got lost in the details. But I was just like, my boss was telling me about it. I was like, all right, here's the list of things we're gonna need in addition to getting paid for this. It's like, all right, we need Nerdy Talk Trivia, 2 Nerdy Talk Trivia jerseys. I'll just say Nerdy Talk Trivia, whatever year on the back. Right. We need season tickets. We need.
Because you're getting a lot of the extra stuff.
I was going for the bonuses, and not even just for me, because, I mean, I'd take a game. I'd go to a game for sure.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I would love to be able to be hosting trivia night and be like, all right, you know what? This Thursday at trivia at one of our bars that's struggling a little bit, and we need to give them a little bit of a boost to bump up attendance. Hey, we're going to give out 2 tickets this weekend's Nashville SC game. You guys come out?
That's a reason to go to the bar.
And it's just like, trivia's free, too. So it's like, for the price of dinner and a couple of rounds of drinks, you could win.
Which, if you were going to go anyway.
You're going to go anyway. So it's like, call it $40, you could win 2 tickets to go to a game, in addition to a gift card to whatever bar you were at.
So the giveaway, see, that's a genius idea.
Exactly.
I like the giveaway idea. I like it, increasing the brand. But then, outside of doing the hosted events, what else could you envision, like, that company making money, right? So, okay, like Barstool's like the shining example, because they just do media about
it really is. I mean,
literally anything.
It's a
good model to follow.
I mean, Barstool Sports has really lost, and I love Barstool. I listen to plenty of their podcasts weekly. Hank and I drove to Nashville to go see KFC Radio live.
Part of my
awesome.
take,
great guys. They've gotten into the lexicon when it comes into media talk, but they've gotten away from the sports part a lot. I mean, which is not a problem. It's
true. That's where they started.
There's the diehards. I mean, they're like, so-and-so doesn't talk about sports anymore. And it's like, well, who cares? I mean, they're talking about just life and everything
pop
like
culture.
that. It's pop culture.
You can listen to Part of My Take. They, cover football.
They'll cover football. I mean, the Chicklets guys do a great job with hockey. Hell, I've listened to the 4Play Golf podcast, and it's an hour and a half long podcast, and there's about maybe 40 minutes of actual golf talk, and everything else is just like kind of golf talk, but also just like, well, I don't know, how many beers do you think is too much during a 9-hole round?
Right. Yeah,
There's
you're
no
going to get a
question.
different answer from everybody,
Exactly.
Every different guest.
Exactly.
I mean, I could envision you guys having, like, cool celebrity guests on there.
Honestly, one of the things we kicked around, the thing that really sucks is we started talking about doing all this, and we were really going big growth-wise pre-COVID, and then all the bars shut down, so got kind of screwed there. But one of the things we talked about was trying to do a man on the 2 things. We had man on the street, like,
love that,
kind of, that Billy Eichner
Yeah,
bit.
Billy on the street.
Billy on the street, where he just runs up to somebody, offers them $1, yells a question in their face. We're going to be a little more toned down than that, but still that sort of concept, because we're just going to be like, yeah, there's so many drunk bachelorette parties on Broadway. We could just go down there with a camera and a mic and just bang, bang.
You're going to get fun answers.
You can get 24-minute videos just out of like one night on Broadway.
But see, you get the content idea.
Exactly.
You get the model. I'm guessing that the founders and the other people also understand that.
He gets that it's important, and that's kind of the reason he brought me on full time. He's like,
we need this, and
we
you
need this.
Get this.
I don't know enough about it. You kind of get it. I'm gonna let you run with it. And the best part with me running everything up in Indiana now is he's pretty much giving me green light to quote unquote beta test anything. Like,
oh, that's cool.
If I have an idea, he's like, yeah, sure, work with it. And there have been times I posted just like something. Like, do you remember? Probably 6 months ago, those Little Miss whatever memes that were going around all over the place. I made one for us, like just random like little bits about trivia, or just trivia regulars, and I posted it, and it did great on the Indiana social. And then he texted me the next day. He goes, "Hey, that looked really good. Can you repost it on ours?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, so it's kind of the beta testing all the content and the media stuff in Indiana, and then if it works, take it to the main account.
So see, you bring up an interesting point though. Because I think all of us would agree that we're going to follow people and influencers and individuals on social, but I'm not going to really engage with a company. That's where it becomes difficult. Because I don't really engage with companies on social.
No.
But I will engage with somebody from that company. Like, I know you post the Nerdy Talk stuff, so I'll keep engaging with you because I know there's a person behind it.
Exactly. And I can't speak too much for our other hosts with it, but it's one thing I encourage with every host that I hire, at least. Especially, I did it a lot when I was hiring hosts down in Nashville, was I'd be like, hey, repost all the stuff, interact with people. Kind of, I mean, I know it's your personal social media, so, I mean, if you want to have your own takes and everything, like, I have no problem with you doing that. I think everybody knows well enough to be like, what you say does not reflect the views of my employer.
Exactly.
I think, at least I think that, and I've told them, I was just like, we've had a couple times where I've had to be like, hey, don't say anything on a microphone about a topic, just because, like, the
internet's forever. It's going to be captured.
It's like, I don't need to handle that, do that PR spin on you saying something stupid.
No.
But, no, I completely agree. People follow people, and
that's it. People follow people. What I see a lot is companies will try to, Gary Vee said it, like basically do the luggage tag version of, hey, we came up with this great creative campaign. Let's just trim it down for social, when we both know that social is a different beast from TV.
Yeah.
Like, now you can go in the same vein of a commercial, but you need to make it more organic. I need to see somebody just pulling their phone out, even if it's like, let's say it was Chris Paul with State Farm. I need to see him, at least it needs to look like it's his own content.
Yeah.
Even if it's part of State Farm, because I'm still going to be like, okay, but that's still State Farm.
That's still State Farm. And I mean, the social media companies, I mean, Twitter, Instagram, everybody does contains paid advertising.
Yeah, it's an ad, well, and we get that now.
I feel like the regular viewers would be like, well, yeah, I know, I could have put that together.
Yeah, hashtag ad. But it just becomes harder when I even try to get clients who think, well, this has to go through all these channels, all these people need to review the copy.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, well, okay, like, you're sure, but the point it gets to me, we need to go faster. You're going too slow. People just go too slow for me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Cutting through all the red tape just has been sometimes. I mean, we've worked in the past with, the best way I can equate it, it's not even in the content side. It's just more with, like, even a trivia night. We've worked with major national fast dining establishments.
Right.
And going through the red tape of even just getting the check from them is just like, well, we have to send it to accounting. We have to send it to this. We have to send it to so-and-so. So-and-so has to sign off on it. I'm just like, can you sign the fucking check, please, and just hand it to me?
I have Venmo. I have Cash App.
Like, dude,
if you guys need to do paperwork,
go to the register, grab me the money out of the drawer, and hand it to me.
I know it's in there.
We don't need to make it this complicated.
I saw all the people buy drinks tonight. I know you got it.
I know it's in there. Which is why, like, honestly, I love working with, like, mom and pop bars and stuff like that. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
If you can get a bar owner that's on board with, like, trying new stuff. It's just like, dude, this is
I
awesome.
like-
Because
yeah.
he's like, yeah, dude, green light, do whatever you want.
That's where I think
Throw a tag on it. I'm like, my man, you get it.
That's where I think, yeah, you guys become, like, I preach this to everybody, you guys become a media company first. You almost already are anyway because of the nature of what you do.
Exactly. I mean, it's hard not to be somewhat in the media when you do what we do, because we have an entire round of trivia. It's a pop culture thing, so it's like I have to talk about pop culture stuff, everything.
Right. You got to stay
every
up on
night.
it.
So I stay. I mean, I'm addicted to Twitter. I'm on Twitter,
You gotta
refreshing
be.
all the time, figuring out what's going on, to the point where I'll make a joke at home with my roommates, and they're like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And it's like, "Oh, you're not.
Yeah.
You don't have a problem with the internet like I do." They're like, "No, we watch YouTube videos, and that's about it." And I'm like, oh, "Hey, that works."
Speaking of, free idea for you guys.
All right.
Since you do trivia, that's like your active thing. I think you should be creating an automated YouTube channel
Okay.
that covers, you could cover any topic, and it's almost like a living, breathing Jeopardy channel. You know, like each answer, but there's a story behind that answer.
Honestly, it's something I've thought about
Can you
doing.
make a 5 to 10 minute video just about that? And you can, because the internet has all the information at our fingertips.
It just takes a little while to do the research, and
Exactly. Somebody to do the voiceover, and you like, now you could have somebody on camera, but you actually don't have to have somebody on camera. You just need B-roll, and you can use the 1976 Fair Use Act. So you can grab stuff around the web wherever it is, and you're like, hey man, I'm just doing my own take on this thing.
this is just my spin on
Right.
an event
My
that
own
happened.
voice, my
and-
own script. That will generate ad revenue for the company. You brand everything Nerdy Talk.
I mean, there's the way to do it, even with, like, I think with trivia, we get into that nice space where we can do any sort of topic.
Oh
we
my
can
God.
dive
And theme
into
it.
science, we can dive into pop culture, we can dive into history, we can dive into geography, kind of whatever the hell we want to.
Yeah.
The way what I've been comparing my idea to a lot is Kevin Clancy's 1 Minute Man. It's just popping off on Facebook and Instagram.
It is, yeah.
Because it's just like, but he is so much more direct, like what's going on in the news right now, what happened in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, it's the quick hit.
Which is fine, and he does great with it. His numbers on it are off the charts. But I think with trivia, we can dive a little deeper, do a little bit longer form media on
I
it.
think you should do longer form. Yes, I'm with
Yes.
you. Because
I mean,
watch
drop
time,
the little clip on 30-second clip on
get
Instagram
people to go
Reel to
watch
get
more.
people like link in bio.
Yeah. See, we talk the same language.
Exactly.
But it's the watch time. If you have something going out every week, and then, you know, if you had enough people shooting and editing these videos, really it's just editing and recording audio.
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen channels make 6 figures a month doing that style of video.
And there's nobody ever even on a camera. It's just
No.
you're editing the video
Yeah,
yourself
man.
and putting it all together.
Or you're not even editing it. You're shipping it to someone to edit. Here's the voice track. This is what we need. Here's some ideas for the B-roll. But you got to go find the rest of it.
Yeah. You do it.
Free idea.
Send me
Free idea.
Send me the
link.
Send me the proof before you post it or before you're done.
And then you control the channel. You upload it, and then you just pay them whatever.
Say Fiverr was created for a reason.
That's exactly right.
So
that's my free
the,
tip.
The merch side right now, I'm trying to. I found a local company up in Indianapolis, and I'm just
I like it.
having them do it. Just like, here's my idea. Bring me, shoot me the design when you're done.
Yeah.
I'll tell you whether or not I like it. If I like it, yeah, go ahead, print it. I'll be by in the afternoon to pick one up.
Convenient. Yeah, because then you wear it to an event, and then you get a heat check on like, oh, is this a cool design? Or are people wanting it?
Exactly. Would people wear this? Would people buy this? Because it's like, part of me, I mean, on one hand, I made the joke, I dropped $130 on a promo gift of koozies, but it's also like, yo, I mean, that's...
But it's out there.
And
If
it's
people
a
are
koozie,
using
so at
it.
the end of the day, I spent $130, and hopefully I can turn that merch into... Because the thing that I like with us, especially trying to go more towards media stuff and get out of just strictly doing trivia nights, that's always going to be our bread and butter. We're always going to be based on that.
Yeah.
But I think the fun thing that we have there is, with the mind to do media, there's no other trivia company doing something like that.
No, none. And that's where I'm like, hey, where can you guys differentiate? I can go to trivia anywhere. Obviously, I'll be loyal because we're family.
You can find a trivia night at any bar across the country,
Right.
but also where you can find a trivia night that also has a successful YouTube channel or has their own merch.
Yeah.
Past a pen. Like,
Yes.
yeah, sure, you can have a insert national trivia company brand name here on the pen.
Right.
But you could also, it's like, yeah, we have Nerdy Talk Trivia pens, but also you could go get Nerdy Talk Trivia shirt. You get a Nerdy Talk Trivia hat. Like,
I mean, look,
here's a koozie to go with it.
I think you would reach the zenith if you can host a Nerdy Talk Trivia night at the Bama.
Oh,
that would be like the Super Bowl of Nerdy Talk.
That is the Super Bowl of Nerdy Talking.
Which is where we are.
That'd be
now.
one of those. I don't know if I want to host it or if I just want to be there.
Yeah, I just like to be involved in the crowd.
But me being me, and
You
not
need it
necessarily
though.
micromanaging.
You could just do both.
I'd be there to be like, I'd rather I'd have made that joke instead of this joke. And
Yeah, you could be behind the mic, but you could also be among the crowd. I mean, you'd have all of us, all your family there.
Exactly. Oh God.
It could be a mess.
It could be. It could be.
It might
That
be.
depends how many bushwhackers has everybody had.
Oh my God.
Is Ashley bartending?
Is Ashley Well, the answer usually is yes.
Yes, and a lot.
And a lot.
I mean, that's the beauty of the floor band. I mean,
It is. I'm excited to head over there later.
dude, we need to. I mean,
You and me haven't been over there since pre-COVID.
I would say we've been talking about it like
Every time I'm like, yo, hey, are you coming? Hey, I'm
you
really
coming?
excited. I know I'm doing a lot of other cool stuff, but that's what I'm most excited about.
Are you excited for the floor band? Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I've never heard two guys talk about the excitement of going to a bar. It's not just any bar.
That's not any
mind
bar.
you.
And in my mind, it's the best bar in the world.
Mine too.
But to anybody, I've taken other people there, and they're like, "What is this shithole you just
They're
brought
like,
me
this
to?"
is it. You're like, what do you mean? This is it? Yeah,
What do you
this
mean
is it.
This is the
baby.
best bar.
It doesn't get better than this. And
It's like
especially when you
$3 beers. They have no sort of like specialty cocktails. I was like, get a bushwhacker, grab yourself a Miller Lite, and you'll be fine. Just
It's Miller time.
start drinking, quit worrying about it.
That's a quotable. I need that on a shirt. Just start drinking, quit worrying about it.
Honestly, it's the way it goes. I mean, especially on a Florida Bama weekend, it's just
Post Thanksgiving, this is the tradition.
post Thanksgiving. It was a little weird because you didn't get here till today.
I know.
I was trying to remember last time I was down here. I was like, what did we do after Thanksgiving? I was like, oh yeah, like after Thanksgiving dinner, like an hour or two after, Dave and I went down to the Florida Bama and got drunk and then went back to the hotel.
And then we smoked a couple cigars, and then, yeah, that was
Shout out Poppy.
That was a long, shout out Big Poppy. That was a long evening.
That was a long evening.
But I've been working so much. I've prepared myself for a few long evenings.
A few actual days off.
Yeah, actually, like I mean, even today.
Well, I mean, we'll
editing.
I would say we'll call a space bed. Not a full day off.
Not a full
but
day. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow could be a full day.
A full day, that'd be impressive.
Tomorrow could be one of those days where I don't do any actual work.
That's fair. I'll
We're
give you
gonna
that.
see if we can do it. It's a challenge.
I'll try and do the same. See if I don't do it.
It is so hard to ignore your email or ignore I have an easier time ignoring phone calls
Phone calls.
because I'm like, maybe I'll leave a voicemail. if it's
That's kind of
important.
where I'm at. I was with a phone call. It's like if it's important, you'll leave me a voicemail.
Why didn't you text me?
Exactly. Yeah. But running the same problem. I've had a couple owners of bars that have texted me and be like, "Hey, any word on this?" And they texted me yesterday, so I'm playing that fun game of trying to be like, "Hey, I don't want to establish this. You can contact me on a holiday." Like,
Yes.
I'm setting this boundary of
Smart.
like, "Hey, I'm contactable all the time. You can always get a hold of me, but like there are certain times like, hey, listen, this is a family holiday. This is whatever." I remember, I want to say it was pre-COVID. I had a bar owner call me at about 10 a.m. on Indy 500 Sunday.
Ooh.
And
you picked up.
I did. I answered the phone, which was a risky game to play because, let's see, we'd been drinking since about 7:30 a.m.
So get it together. Let's see if I can coherently.
Hey, George, what's going on? But it was just like, man, dude, it's a Sunday. We don't do trivia with you till Wednesday night. What is the deal? And he was calling me about something ridiculous. And I was like, hey, George, I'm at a Indy 500 right now. I will call you tomorrow on my drive home, and we can talk for as long as you'd like.
Yeah.
But today is not a good day for this.
It's the Lord's Day, and it's Indy 500 Day. So it's like
the
two
Lord's Day.
things
I am not going to be
stacked.
talking about work.
Right. It's like, oh, are you religious? Doesn't matter because it's the Lord's Day.
Doesn't
Whether
matter.
I am or
That
not
was-
is
that
not
was-
the point.
That was not the statement. I just told you it was the Lord's Day.
I'm just telling
and
you facts.
It's also Indy 500 Day, which is the biggest Lord's Day in Indianapolis.
Yeah, it is. I think it comes down to two things. anxiety. A lot of producers I work with are very anxious. I don't know if that's a personality trait or nature of the work, but they are. And the
low column A, low column B.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little bit of both. And the other thing is they need control of every single interaction and situation, which is just part of the anxiety. And I'm like, unfortunately, you don't edit this project. I do.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to trust me. And by the way, I've been crushing every project, so why wouldn't you trust me at this point?
Exactly. It's like I have given you no reason to not trust me, so.
The Saturday and Sunday calls and emails still come, and I say no.
No.
Unless something is literally like on fire or somebody's like could die, I'm like, Monday, we can do this.
We'll deal with that on Monday. Or, I mean, you with me, like I fly out Sunday from here, and I will respond to emails. I'll respond to a couple text messages that I have.
You're in transit. You get a little Wi-Fi.
Hey, I'm going to be on a plane in the next 20 minutes, but hey, I will. Here's my thoughts on your original text. I'm going to be on a plane for the next hour. Respond. I will respond to your next text in that hour, and then be on another plane in the next hour. Yeah. So it's like by the time I get home at 5 o'clock on Sunday, you're not going to want to work anymore. I'm not going to work anymore. We can deal with it on Monday.
I think we just are therapists for the people we work with, mostly our clients. And
business therapists.
We just really are. I think if we bring that calming attitude, and they it's like it gets addictive to them because they don't have that in their own life.
Oh my God, no.
So they're like, oh, when you're around, everything's fine. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, I get it.
That's how I run my whole life.
Honestly, I mean, dude, with bar owners and stuff like that, they're some of the most anxious and neurotic people.
What a tough business to be in.
Love them to death, but I completely understand, especially after COVID, like in 24 hours, you didn't have a business anymore and you had no idea what you were doing. I was like, listen, we're in the same boat, man, but
but there's a way to handle the situation.
There's a way to do this, and let's calm down. Let's breathe.
Right. It's like, look, I'm steady. My hand is steady right here all the time. Because I can either worry about something or I can come up with a solution. And if I'm spending energy worrying, I can't come up with a solution.
Exactly. You can only control what you can control. So.
Yeah. So, right now I'm just controlling how many of these I can have.
Which is as many as there are in the fridge.
Right.
As many as they have at the Floribama.
Yeah. I think the Floribama's stocked up. I think they're ready. They're probably ready for us.
I think so. 3 o'clock.
Said everybody ever who's gone there.
Say, hell, it's going to be dark in an hour and a half.
That's so weird. But it's like how guys are like, oh, yeah, some guys can't handle Vegas. I mean, some people can't handle the bar. I've been included in that conversation.
Been there.
Been there.
My favorite running meme is it's like dudes on a bachelor party going to Vegas. Like, Vegas ain't ready for us. It's like, yeah, Vegas has never seen 4 white dudes.
Coming through the Bellagio doors. Yeah.
4 white dudes going through the Bellagio wearing the same pair of Nikes.
Brand new thing. Wow. Don't know if they can handle it.
Never seen it before.
Gonna break the bank.
I had a buddy who went to New Orleans for a bachelor party back in August, and he was one of those guys. We got down there. It's like, yo, New Orleans ain't ready for this. It was like, yeah, New Orleans is definitely ready for 11 drunk dudes. They're 100% ready. Yeah. We're not ready.
They're 100% ready. They're going to see 11 more in about 5 minutes.
I was like,
right behind
I started drinking at 9:30 this morning on the airport.
Yeah.
So
we are the version of bachelorette parties in Nashville. White dudes in Vegas.
100%.
Even if it's not a bachelor party. Groups of dudes in Vegas.
Groups of dudes.
It's the same thing. Well, this has been a good catch up. We needed to get into this before the weekend really started for me because if we go to the Bama and then try to do it, not gonna work out. Not on the same day.
You catch that blooper reel though.
Yeah, catch that. Yeah, maybe later. Hey, it's still set up. Let's record another one.
Let's record another one. That is the. Drop that one. That's
drop it like
that's the Snyder cut.
That's the heat. We need that. Yeah, the 4.5 hours of just us sitting here watching TV, saying nothing,
just silence, watching whatever's on TV.
Oh, it's a good episode. I learned a lot.
That was very informative.
I've also come home from the bar and said basically nothing, and sat there and ate. That's what everybody watching would be thinking.
Everyone's just like, God, I really wish you wouldn't eat into the mic. And it's like what the entire podcast is.
It's turned into a Thanksgiving leftovers ASMR turkey sandwich podcast, and you're here for it. And too bad you already clicked play.
Hey, you already clicked play. Just let it play for a little while longer. Let me get that.
Keep it going.
Let me get that play time.
You can enjoy this sandwich kind of like I am, but not exactly the same.
You get it.
Yeah, you get it. The point of the exercise too is I record these every day because I need to move away from being too perfect about what's talked about.
I get that.
And I just want to document, like, this is what was happening to me today. We were hanging out, drinking. We're going to continue doing that. And I can also catch up about your business. So people are going to get some value. And I'm going to get to document what I'm doing.
I mean, honestly, I think that's the key takeaway right there is you don't have to worry about being perfect, viewers, in whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's also about getting those reps up and,
Yes. And then you learn, oh, okay, that worked good. I didn't like that part. Next episode, you just change it a little bit.
I was going to say, Rogan does not have 4,000 perfect episodes. So it's like...
And he just lets it roll. That's what I like.
You just let it roll. Granted, I mean, this is not going to be a Joe Rogan level 5-hour podcast.
Neither of us is famous for any reason.
No, unfortunately not.
Not yet. But
we're working on it.
Give us about 4 or 5 hours. Something might happen tonight.
give it a minute.
It could be tomorrow.
Depends. I don't know. Famous at the Bama is a different kind of famous.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get. You know what? If I get my picture on the Bama one day,
that's the dream.
I've made it.
It's the dream.
I think I've made it.
Need the picture on the Bama. I want my logo on the Bama as well. But other than that.
Dude, yeah, we need
me and Nerdy Talk logo. I meant to bring stickers down, and I didn't.
It's all right. There's going to be another trip.
I had to buy sunglasses the first day I was down here because I forgot sunglasses. And it's been cloudy the entire time since then.
Yeah, Bama's never seen anybody like you before.
Bama's never seen anybody like this.
Sunglasses. Alcohol.
Sold.
So, Anywhere Podcast, another one in the books. We'll see you next time.
See you.